Hello, welcome to Transmission. Today we're with Dustin from Bitcoin Art Gallery. Hey, what's up, Dustin?
Hi guys.
Okay, it's nice and snowy over in Bitcoin Art Gallery world. It's also snowy here in Frankfurt. Got about 2 inches, I think.
We have a lot more than that here.
You've got about 2 feet, right?
hmm Yep, about 2 feet.
All right, well, currently the price is down. It's at 291 at Bitstamp, 290 BTCE, 291 Bitfinex. The boy, 290.
That's good though, I
290.
thought. See, I kept thinking that the price going down was good for the normal guy, and it was just bad for the big guy, big mining guys. But apparently everybody bought too much too early, or bought on the 800 or $600 line, I guess.
Well, I don't know that for sure. It could be bad for people that just bought the Silk Road coins.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, they
They
paid like
bought
400, didn't they?
I guess they already were buying over market anyway.
Yeah.
So we were pretty low. Um, Still not as low as the Bear Whale Day. Volume
Yeah,
is
how
not
low did it get? What was the bottom market cap?
275 on Bitstamp, and that's where the main action was on the Bear Whale Day. So
275.
275, right. I mean, the shadow of the candle touched there. It just means that it touched that price. It didn't wasn't a closing price. And right now, the current price is 290. So if we zoom in here,
Is this what we call a double bottom?
we're no, I can show you what that. No, it's not a double bottom because this looks a lot worse, to be honest, because there is no double. Because there's a one bottom right here, and there should be a corresponding bottom that is flat, but there's not. Well,
Oh,
yeah, the end of this shadow is flat on the day after the bear whale. That's kind of a reach though, because the reason it's a reach is because I'm using this candle is still active. This is the candle that's going on right now. It's an hour candle. And if you zoom out, also this line is not perfectly flat, and it only touches the shadow one time here. You,
so are we
I mean,
waiting for a double bottom?
uh, no, I think that I don't see a double bottom formation unless this candle were to dramatically change and head over to a closing price of around 311 or around there, right here. Then I would say then it would be a double bottom from this close these 2 days. But you see how here, when I'm trying to draw the bottom, it's touching the line several times. Okay, that's not double, but that means that that is a strong resistance point. Whereas if this other line that I've drawn here, it's only touched it here and here. It's only 2 points where it's really touched it. It's not really a lot of relevance.
And when
All I want
and
to
when
say
we
is,
say when you say resistance, you mean the amount of orders at that price that are already there,
yeah, right.
for example,
Why
and
don't
the
we
amount of
right
people
now?
that would buy at that price.
Exactly. So resistance means people that are willing to buy. But I'm not talking about resistance. I'm talking about relevance of this line from a technical analysis point of view, meaning that just because, oh, I could say, oh, well, look here, okay, I'm just going to draw a line here, and then, oh, look, it just connects. Oh, that means that's the bottom. No, 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 that's not how it works. The reason is because this line has not been tested very much. So this is a pretty random, not random, but it doesn't have enough relevance. So I wouldn't say it's a double bottom formation. I mean, you can go in and try to find some other formation. What we could do is make a Fibonacci. So I've got the day candles. That's pretty okay to use. And let's zoom out a little bit. Let's get the high from July 632. So that wasn't that long ago, but it really crashed after that, actually, if you look at it. All right, let's go down to 275. Okay, so yeah, the next stop, the next resistance would be this 275 range. And the next resistance on the way up where people would sell, because there's also, you talked about resistance when people are willing to buy. Well, there's also resistance in the other direction when the price goes up where people will sell, and that's this 360 range, this three. But we haven't been able, you can see that that range was tested a lot right over here, so that was recently. It was tested a whole lot, and it just didn't push through, and then the market decided to go down.
How do you think
And
that? How do you think this compares to right now? Because there's so many new Bitcoins being made every day, miners.
Mhm.
We have hyperinflation right now. Uh, that
Right.
that
So
we have.
explain that for us. Could you explain that in layman terms, please?
Yeah. Okay. I've only so familiar with the idea of hyperinflation, but normal inflation, the government is printing a tiny percent of new money, and because how many Bitcoin are we at right now? What is?
Block reward is 25.
Yeah, no, I meant the
I mean
total.
total
How many
total.
we've total made?
Good question. I do not have it on the chart, and I don't know it
We are at three
off the top of my
million
head. So I'm not.
three million six
How many?
hundred and eighty thousand.
Okay, good. What I do have here is the difficulty, but continue.
13, 13 million. I don't know what I said.
Okay, we'll continue.
So 13 million, and we've got to get to 21, and the last million takes like 100 years, right? So we really just got to get to 20 million, and that means we have to add another 6 million here in Bitcoin in the next, what is it? Next two halvings, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, yeah. So there are a lot of coins being mined every day. I don't know how many are being mined every day, but if they were to be sold every day, that's putting a lot of pressure on the market. Not to
Three
mention,
thousand,
what now?
3,000, I think. 25 coins every 10 minutes. Uh,
Right. Well, some blocks are a little slower, but yeah, sure. But it's a lot of coins. So
3,600.
yeah, sure. When the halving happens and it's 12 and a half reward, then that's going to be theoretically a lot less pressure on the market, you could say. I mean, nobody knows that
Yeah,
for
we've
sure,
got a
but
lot of we've got a lot of downward pressure right now.
we have a lot of downward pressure right now. Now, I don't know any fundamental news that's happened, except I did hear that OKCoin got DDoS today. Besides that, I haven't heard any big news. Have you heard anything?
Um, Aside from my experience with Coinbase, no. I've almost been out of the news today. There's a great chart here. I'll share it on Coinbase.com/charts, which shows you the amount of Bitcoin that are in existence at a particular date.
Oh, that sounds really good. Yeah, bring that up.
And what we have, so way back, like 2009 or whatever, we've only got 1.5 million Bitcoin in existence. And then as we move forward and more Bitcoins are mined, uh, here's when a lot of people very first time they heard about it.
Hmm.
Bitcoin price is $5. Bitcoin money supply. Way back in 2009, when there was less than 2 million Bitcoin, we don't even have a price for it here. December 2009. Let's go a year forward. 5 million Bitcoin now. It's at 24 cents. December 2010. 5 million Bitcoin. We'll move forward another year. And 8 million. that December, $3 a piece. So over the next year, we get to 10 million. The next year, 12 million. The next year, we're almost at 14 million. And then between now and the end of 2024, we have gotten basically to the 20 million mark. So we have 10 years to produce 7 million Bitcoin.
Okay, so
that is what inflation is at its heart for the Bitcoin people.
right. So basically what you're saying is it's just like when a government prints a whole lot of money.
Yes,
And
right.
And that devalues the currency.
Right. And we're experiencing that to a rate of 3,000 Bitcoin a day right now, which in principle, if you have the exact same amount of money and you print twice as much of it, the value halves of the money. So if we have to make 50% of the produce 50% more Bitcoin, we should expect the price to just automatically lower if nothing else changed, all else being equal, I think is how they say it in economics.
Yeah, sure. Well, there is one also big difference between a government just printing money, but it's a good way to explain it. But the big difference is that the miners are doing a lot of work in order to, quote, print the Bitcoin as opposed to just using a printing press to do it. So it costs a whole lot more to mine the Bitcoins, basically. Oh, there's a lot of transactions
I
going
don't know
on.
about that. The cost of printing $1 is very high.
Coins are really high. I don't know if paper money is that high. But anyway, a lot
So
are going into circulation.
1 year from now, there'll be 16 million.
Does it show the block reward, the projected time of the next halving? I think it's projected to be in 2016, right?
Yep. It's
Okay.
So 1 year from now, there'll only be 12 Bitcoin mined per 10 minutes, and there'll be 16 million. So we'll have a little more than 2 million more Bitcoin come online, so to speak, this year.
We need to have a big party then.
You mean for the new
Bitcoin halving party?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, have a big party.
We'll miss it though because everyone will buy like 6 months before that, and that'll be the big rush.
That could be a big speculation rush. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so basically that means that if the Bitcoin price stays stable, it's already conquered a lot because there's a lot more Bitcoins coming onto the market.
Small correction, I had that wrong. I was a year ahead of myself. So my current screenshot
About the halving?
shows. Yeah, I had us for December 2016. This is now December 2015, and there's only 15 million Bitcoin online by then. And the bit mining reward is still 25. So I was a year ahead of us. I was getting 2 years ahead of us.
It's okay. Whenever it halves, we'll have a big party.
Oh yeah, we should.
Right, but I think a lot of people are really looking at the price right now as we speak and wondering where the bottom is, and nobody knows where the bottom is. It's going pretty low. But there's not so much volume actually if you compare it to in October, the few days, there's a bit of volume, but it's not as crazy, I think.
Most people, I would guess at this point, are planning out long-term investment where Bitcoin is a part of that if they're involved, and they're going to be buying the new Bitcoin as they come out as their money sees fit.
Could be.
That's just how I imagine.
I mean, if you're just using Bitcoin, if there's a drastic change in the day, it makes a difference. But
a lot of people can't be earning their income in Bitcoin, and therefore for most people it'll be buying Bitcoin.
Okay. So since we're at the start of a new year, let's look back a little bit. We're talking about price right now. We won't even get into Bitcoin price. We can do that later. Let's just do a quick look at altcoins because there's a similar story for most of them. Today, Litecoin is really low at 218 on $2.18 on BDC, and there's a massive dump today. Look at that nice day candle. We got some staircase action going here. Um, let's look at what happened at 2014. Well, it's similar to Bitcoin, just more dramatic. So, they had a high in December of $48.48. And let's see, when was January? When was the price?
Do you think that the volatility is exaggerated here in the altcoin market with things like Litecoin because they're smaller, or because the things that cause the dramatic volatility in Bitcoin are larger with the altcoins as effects?
Both. I think that because there's lower volume, it's easier to get crazy movements, and they're easier to manipulate. And yeah, I mean, this 48 happened after Bitcoin was nearing 1,000 or at 1,000, and Max Kaiser mentioned it on his show, and it hit that really high point. And I think a lot of people thought, okay, I missed Bitcoin, and Litecoin was, look, down here at about where it is now, the $2 range, and people thought, hey, Litecoin just went up. Hey, Litecoin, maybe that's next Bitcoin. Okay, I'm going to really buy it. And people really thought that, or they thought it would go up at least. And so it did go up, and it got really dumped too during the whole, I think around this week in December, that's 2013, not 14, was this, China news starting, this really big red candle. Then it went back down to $8, $9. So anyway, the main theme is the price went down, and it went down a lot, and it went down more than Bitcoin did in proportion. I mean, it's drastic. Look at that. That's crazy. I mean, come on. Went from, let's see.
This has got to be killing the altcoin mining, because their fallback is Litecoin, and a lot of them are doing merge mining now.
Right, yeah. So it was at $26, and now it's at $2.19. Yeah, Dustin, you're right. A lot of so now Litecoin is merged with Doge. That's another real big development in 2014. If you would have mentioned that in January, February, March, April, or May, I think everyone would have said you're totally bonkers.
Well, it's hard to believe that they would pull it off as an accomplishment.
Right. I think there's some other merge mining going on too, but I'm not quite up to speed about what's up with that. But I believe there is. Hey, with SHA-256, you got Namecoin, you got Devcoin, you've got IXCoin, and possibly others you could merge mine. I think IOCoin, you could all merge mine at the same time. So it's not an uncommon thing, and that's where Namecoin gets a lot of its hash rate. So, okay, let's take a look at some other alts. We're not going to get too crazy and look at every alt, but of course we've got to look at Doge, and I want to bring that up because, Dustin, you brought up something really interesting the other day about the Bitcoin bull and compared it to the Doge NASCAR action.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, I got the date mixed up of the Doge NASCAR because honestly, I wasn't really into Doge until much later in the game when it was cheaper. That's probably good for me, but I know a lot of people that got into Doge because of mining, because they were mining Litecoin, and then they switched over to Doge because it was a lot more profitable. I mean, look over here. In February, it was worth 296 Satoshis. Do you by any chance know the block reward for Doge?
Right now? Oh no, I don't.
or in general about what it is? It's halved a lot of times.
Yeah, it has a very quick. Um,
Having. Well, I think the point is that there's a lot. The block reward is big. That's what I wanted to say. And so you could mine it and really, get
looks
something
like
out of it.
looks like it's about 15,000 Doge right now at a current block reward.
Okay, so we can try to calculate that. But anyway, so when did you say about the time of the? Let's go to the day candle. When did you say the NASCAR event was in Doge? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Oh,
I think
now I don't.
May.
No.
May, right? April. That looks about right. I think it was here because I remember looking at the chart. So see this peak right here. That's where the NASCAR event was. Hold on, right here. So we had a value of about 150. So yeah, it peaked then, and then it hasn't been able to recover. But if you'll notice, when we look at a few other alts, we're going to look at two or three more. The other charts don't look like this. Doge recovered a little bit. I mean, it's still gone down a whole lot. I mean, if you look at the whole year, it's crazy, just like the others. I mean, this is insane. 296 to 50 is a lot of loss. However, the others don't have this second wind that Doge has in the price. I mean, you can talk about fundamentally if altcoins are okay or too early or whatever. But I just want
May
to look at what
4th.
happened in what now?
May 4th.
May 4th. Okay, so we were so it peaked before. It probably peaked around the announcement time. What we were showing because I said April 15th or something. So it was already going down NASCAR. And if we looked at Bitcoin, and if we look at Bitcoin, go back to good old Bitcoin. So the date of the Bitcoin Bowl was December 26th, the day after Santa came. This day. So on that day, there was a rally that day. But then it ended up going down, and the next day it really went down. Went down was up to 330 and went down to 311 the next day. So after the Bitcoin Bowl, we've seen a big downtrend actually, if you think about it. And
If they are similar, then we could expect a long crawl out of Bitcoin over the next weeks.
that is true. If
I guess that the Doge car will appear in the video game NASCAR 14 as downloadable content.
that's not bad. So that is what a lot of people are asking. Okay, what was the point of Bitcoin Bowl? Well, the sponsor BitPay got a lot of advertisement, and they called it Bitcoin Bowl. But you get a lot more out of it than just that event because NC State won the Bitcoin Bowl, yay North Carolina, but that trophy is going to be at their university forever, and it's going to be the word Bitcoin there. So people are always going to be exposed at least to that word Bitcoin as long as that trophy is there. So that is another effect of the Bitcoin Bowl. What other altcoin should we look at? Any for 2014? Darkcoin. That was a big deal, right?
Paycoin.
Paycoin. Ah, yeah, hard though. That's 2015.
Is
Okay,
it?
let's check out Darkcoin was a big deal in 2014. Everyone wants privacy or anonymity, whatever you want to call it.
Well, they apparently don't
Anyway,
want it.
Darkcoin, they don't want it that much. Okay, well,
Well, not that
anyway,
much.
well, check this out. Check out this price movement here. That's crazy. Look at this over here. This is why people got into Bitcoin. They see this right here, this upward movement. I'm trying to draw it. Bam. That right there. That's what people want. Doom. Just go up to the moon. Shoot it up. But, like the repeating pattern of 2014, doesn't this look similar to some of the other altcoin charts? Well, it does, because Looks like altcoins are not the thing that you buy and hold if you want
Does
to.
this mean that when the Bitcoin price goes up, that it will just drag along a lot of these altcoins?
You mean if the Bitcoin price goes up, that the altcoin prices will go up too?
Yeah, since they're showing such a similarity in their markets
Yes. So I would
through
say, short answer,
associated buying
yes,
or something.
but delayed. So the Bitcoin price has to go up and has to sustain an upward trend for an X period of time. I don't know how long, but there will be a point where it will go up and it will stay up. Then it will drag a lot of others with it. Until then, you'll have some shooting up. I mean, look, just today, Monero is up 17%, Bitcoin Dark is up 15%, but really, they've just held their value in dollar value because Bitcoin has gone down 9% today. So, I mean, they've gone up a little bit, but if you look at it in the dollar value, they're just trying to hold on. So you have to look at that at the altcoins when they're traded against Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down and the altcoin goes up, well, actually the altcoin is just kind of stabilizing. Peercoin below 50 cents at the beginning of 2015. I mean, just in April, it was worth $3.27. So that's a big change if you think about it.
You know what a big change is?
What?
The fact that the last time I looked, Paycoin was worth $88 million, and now it's worth $37 million.
Are you talking about the coin market cap?
Yep,
Market cap?
yep.
Okay, I'm gonna have. Okay, well, that's not 2014, but we can look at it.
It
So,
is technically 2014. It was launched in
oh yeah, you're right. It
2014
was. It
because
was.
I was just looking at the. There's not only is it trending on Reddit, but someone was nice enough to cross-index all the deleted posts. So all the posts that they censored out of their own forum have
Yeah, I'm
been.
on the Bitcoin Talk thread. It's
Oh,
called
okay.
Uncensored Discussion about Paycoin. That's the best thread. You need to check that out.
You should take us there. Oh, hey,
I will.
we got somebody here.
I will take you there, and I will also show you a nice alternative to Paycoin called Lazy Hash. But until then,
Hey, Chad.
um,
Hey, how's it going?
okay, we want to welcome Chad to our discussion. Hey, what's up, Chad?
Oh, not too bad. How's everyone out there?
Oh, we're
I
all
guess
good. We're
everyone's
good,
great.
Chad. I'm great,
That's
Chad.
good.
Yeah, we're all good. We're not live. This is recorded, so everyone is
Oh, that's
great.
good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just
So
us and the
anyway,
CIA in here, Chad.
right, exactly. So
So,
Paycoin, did you buy into Paycoin, Chad?
no, I never bought into that one. It was
Good.
the
Me
price
either.
is so high, so I mean, if it's not like under like 1,000 satoshis, I usually don't throw anything at it because I mean,
Hey, that's one way to that's one rule. That's one rule. Hey, so anyway, yeah, you can see that the market cap is right now 37 million. It just marched on the scene. At one point, Paycoin was ahead. I think it was like number 2 or 3 on the coin market cap, and it was ahead of BitShares. So I'm sure the BitShares people like that. It was ahead of Litecoin, and it might have been ahead of Ripple at one point, but I'm not sure. But it has in its short life. Check out 24 hours. It's minus 48%. So hey, if everyone's depressed about Bitcoin, don't be depressed about Bitcoin. Just say, hey, I'm glad I didn't buy Paycoin.
yeah, yeah. I do have a friend who bought some uh, some of the Paycoin, and he actually made some pretty good profit off of it.
Well, they were
Yep.
average. So we should talk about what the Reddit story is that
Okay.
the owner, the GAW, offered to buy the coins back for $20. Yeah, can you walk us through here,
Josh
Leo?
Garza, when they were talking about Paycoin, actually, it goes even further back into 2014. 14, in around October, I believe, they talked about a coin, a secret project, and it was called Hashcoin, but that was just the code name because they didn't want to, leak out what it would be called, and it was a complex system of like several series of IPOs and basically, to make a long story short, if you have miners at GAW, I think you could take part in the IPO, and you could buy Paycoin at like $3, and they said they're going to offer it to the public, and they're going to make a floor of $20. That was the deal. Does that sound like a good business proposition? Hey guys, I'm going to launch this thing called Viacoin, and I'm going to make sure it costs $20. But I'll sell it to you for $3 for now. Does that sound shady, or does that sound good?
Sounds impossible, first of all, with the way he was proposing it.
Okay, so this is the theory. This is the thread, and I really like the title. Gaw, Zen, Hashlit, Paycoin. They had to edit the title to add Paycoin because it wasn't called that at the beginning. Unofficial, uncensored discussion. Always make money. This is the best part. Always make money. Because that was one of the claims of the hashlets, their cloud mining things, always profitable. Then, so everyone that's watching, whenever anyone claims that, run. Just don't give them any money. So this started back in November. The thread started November 14th. So, and you see, look, let's talk about hashlets. And they had to mark out what I was talking about, Hashcoin, Paycoin. Because to me, Hashcoin sounds like weed coin.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I think of it. But anyway, and ever's by Gall Miner. So, I mean, Hashlet is a digital cloud miner. Paycoin, I like this. Details subject to change as more information becomes available, because you can't, even though it's released, you can't always get the right info. Reddit has done a good job of breaking this stuff apart. I'm not really sure what to highlight. What I think we should highlight is the discussion got really heated here, and there are a lot of things like this one that happen at the Paycoin Hash Talk, I think it's called. Also sounds like it's a drug site. And anyway, they get edited, but people do screenshots and archive it and just post it over at Bitcoin Talk. And actually, Josh Garza will come over here and post sometimes and tell people to stop, to be quiet. And oh wait, I like this. Wait, have you guys seen this? This is the IPO system I was talking about. Check this out.
Anytime you start seeing graphics like that, you should get worried.
But this one is better, because look, private investors is only cost $2. Hashpoint investors, 400 HP. What do you guys think HP is?
Hit points.
Hash
Do you
points.
have any idea, Chad? What?
Hash points, right?
That's it, hash points. And then another pool, early public investors. Who they are, nobody knows. Then that goes into something called the CAF Trust Funded. What that is, I'm not sure anyone knows.
Well, it looks like it's a nice locked box.
Exactly. So then you pay $2 and it goes in the box, okay? Hash-based launches. Like that's where you buy the miners to mine Paycoin, I think. Yep. And look, public launch, $20. So 2 or 400 hash points or $10, and then suddenly it's worth $20. Exchange launches, I think they have this thing, what is it, Paybase it's called?
Yep.
At cost hash power,
it's
major
retailer. Amazon. Don't forget the Amazon.
That's here. Major retailer adoption.
Right. Okay.
credit card purchasing. So you're right. Dustin, what did you hear about the Amazon and all that?
Well, I saw their emails. Amazon wants them to stop advertising and is going to pursue some sort of like legal thing, I guess, to stop them from saying that they've integrated with Amazon, because they haven't, supposedly. And
Right.
and this is all about that they were launching the first cryptocurrency that could be used to purchase directly on Amazon. Was what they were advertising was special about Paycoin, was that it was like a coin you could use to buy goods and services through Amazon, and therefore would have this huge demand. And that was all
Yeah,
false.
exactly. Yeah, they said, oh yeah, we're talking to Walmart, we're talking to Amazon, we're talking to all these guys, and they're going to have it at launch. They're going to integrate at launch. So anyway, always make money. Paycoin, that was started in 2014. That is correct.
They have their own threat forum, right?
Yeah,
I
hash
wonder.
talk. I think I don't know. I don't know if I want to go there right now,
I want to
but
know.
make an account there.
Hash talk.
I'm telling you, this thread, the thread on Bitcoin Talk here, unofficial, uncensored discussion. This is the best one. It has excerpts from that other forum too, and you're gonna see, a lot of the stuff, um, you know, and Reddit has gone totally nuts about it. So anyway, back to other altcoins in 2014. Well, they all went down. Chad, do you know any altcoin that went up over 2014?
Well, there's one that's called Hyper. I don't know if you heard that they're a gaming coin, and they're right around. I think they're right around 20,000 satoshis right now, and they'll go down to like maybe like 12, 13,000 satoshis, and then it'll boom, they'll be right back up to 20 again. And they don't really have any original content at all for their games. Most of their
What's that?
games are just like, hmm?
I'll go on. Tell us about their games.
Well, the games that they use are like Counter Strike. They do like you get like, I think it's like point so much hyper points per kill in the game on the Counter Strike, and a couple other ones. They have tournaments and stuff, and then they got a Minecraft game, but it's not anywhere as good as that BitQuest game, the Bitcoin one. And they keep promising that they're going to be putting out an actual RPG space game, which actually uses their hypercoin as an economy and stuff.
That
But so
sounds
far,
good.
yeah, so far it hasn't been anything original yet that's come out, but it's just been these little games that they got going on. It's not quite as well as what our team at Coin 2 want to do, which we're going to have our own original first person shooter, and also the game that I'm working on, which is a 2D side scroller RPG type game.
I
Hmm.
think I think we should all wait patiently and then jump on the first game, mass multiplayer, that has Bitcoin as its currency, so that we can spend $5 for a virtual sword and feel good
Okay,
Yep,
about it.
that's usually the aim.
wasn't there Hypercoin? Is that the like hyper stake one that you get like 5 billion% interest in your stake power or whatever?
I'm not sure. There was like,
Okay.
I think there was another hypercoin at one time early last year, but then I can't remember if the guy took it over and created the hypercoin gaming, because sometimes when a guy comes in or somebody comes up and they create a coin, it becomes a scam. Then the people believe in it so much that they want to take it over, so they'll do the hard forking or whatever and recreate the whole coin again. And that might have been one that did that, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay. We'll have to go back. I'll try to put that in the discussion. But while we're talking about altcoins, I'm not going to go to the charts anymore. Um, let's see. So we had 2014. There were several themes in the altcoin world that came and went. I think, coming all the way from Doge, the animal meme coins were still popular at the beginning of 2014. Can you think of any animal coins that came out during 2014?
They had a Grumpy coin that was based off the Grumpy Cat,
That's
but it
right.
didn't go anywhere. I have like 300,000 of them in a wallet, but they're not really worth anything. I mined it because it was so easy to mine, so I mined it for like about a month, and I got like over 300,000 of them.
Hey, it used to be on MintPal.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Anyway, okay. So here's the meme, the grumpy coin. January 7th, 2014. Yeah. So that followed. There were a lot of like animal, this kind of style coin after the success of Doge. All right. Can you guys think of another theme that happened in 2014 with altcoins? There were a lot of them.
We should be
Well, they
checking
had,
out. We
well, they
should be
did have
looking
a.
at the. Oh, sorry, Chad. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's okay. They did have a George Takei coin, but he came out and told them not to do it. He was actually excited about it at first because it was going to go, do a lot of stuff for the gay community and stuff. But then his publicist nixed the whole idea, so they had to change the whole name of it. They called it Tatcoin or something Tech Coin or something like that. But it wasn't the actual other Tech Coin, but it was spelled differently. And I know that one went through, and they also had a Bill Murray coin that was out.
Right. So do you guys remember what the first celebrity coin was? Was it the Conway one?
Oh, that might be.
Viacoin.
And they got sued or something like that. Or he tried to sue them.
Here it is. Look at that. I mean, if someone made Viacoin and it looked really funny like that, I think, I don't know, if they gave me a bunch of money, it would be okay. So.
Well, I don't know why you guys aren't all excited about tomorrow's big launch of a new script coin called QW Coin. Oh wait, no, it already
Tell
launched.
us.
Well,
Are you pumping that for it? Are you pumping that? Did they give you some coins to pump it?
Altcoincalendar.info has a list of all the altcoins as they launch. And it looks like we've had a couple of launches this week, 5 launches this week. Last week we had 5, 6, 7 launches. Week before that we had 8, 9. Wow. So it's still going on.
What are the next coins that are going to be released? Because we've got to get them.
Oh yeah. Well, they've already all come out this week. You're way behind. So.
Oh man.
I know you got to buy now. So we have next week. Oh, okay. Tomorrow we have a SHA-256 EEGS currency. EEGS currency. EEGS is the new and true decentralized cryptocurrency for everyone to own some double eagle shares. It is a total
Sounds
of 20
legit.
million coins. 20 million or double of 10 million. This is true.
21 or double of 10 million?
10 million are for proof of work and 10 million are proof of stake. Blah, blah, blah,
Okay.
blah, blah.
Hey, is that SHA-256?
It is.
Hey, guess what, guys? I got to show you something. My pre-order finally came in. Check it out.
Nice.
I got
What is
my
it?
pre-order.
Nice. About time. Look at that. Now you're going to make some money.
Is that a miner?
Yeah, check it out. This is a historical miner. I don't know if this was supposed to be released in 2013 or 2014, but can you see the logo at the top?
Yeah.
Why'd
Oh,
you
that's
take
the
it out of the
Butterfly
box?
Labs, isn't it?
Yeah. Why'd you take it
Yeah.
out of the box? It's a collector's piece. I mean, you want
Finally got it, huh?
I finally got it, man. I finally got it. My delivery
Wow.
is finally here. Now I
How
can
much?
mine weird altcoins with my, I think, like 6 gigahash or whatever.
That's
you
6
know.
gigas.
So
Wow.
that's great.
How much
Yeah,
do you think you paid for it at the time?
I'm joking. It's not my pre-order. I bought it on eBay for about €10 just for fun.
Oh,
I've plugged it in, but I haven't been able to get the drivers to work.
Uh,
It's extremely inefficient compared to what you get now. But it looks cool. It's not that big, and I probably will run it some just for fun. I thought it would be hotter, that I would be able to warm my coffee up here on the top, but it doesn't really get that hot, so I'm kind of disappointed. Maybe if I deactivate the fan, it will get hot enough to keep my coffee warm. But I thought that I want to get something with about that much space, because check it out. So I can take a, you know, that's pretty good, you know. So what I want to do is, get a miner that just gets warm enough to keep your coffee warm. Then, I mean, it's going to use some of it. Maybe it warms up your hands or something. And I think this double usage for the ASIC miners is definitely something to talk about. Maybe we need to make an altcoin that you mine with your miner, and it makes it hot to keep your coffee warm.
Heat coin.
if we're talking about altcoins, we got to talk about the mapofcoins.com.
All right, let's see. Go back to BTC Forks. So yeah, this is a really cool website that shows. Wow, that's massive. I mean, I can't even zoom out enough to get that, to really show you how massive that is.
We all need larger, higher resolution screens just for map of coins.
That is true, yeah. So February 96 were made, it says in February. There's only 30 or 31 days. February is 28. 28 days, and there were 96 coins made that were forks of Bitcoin. That's nuts. That's nuts. March, slowed down, 23. April, it says 4. I just don't believe that. They're just not tracking enough. It's not possible. I think they just gave up. They were like, forget it. This is too much. 51 in May. I mean, that's nearly 2 a day, 68, over 2 a day. July, 53. I mean, that's a lot of coins coming out. So how many of these will survive 5 years, you guys think?
I'm wondering how many of them actually I don't know how many survived this year, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I've been seeing, a lot of coins will come on and they'll be gone within a week. I mean, they'll be dead, or the dev will leave within like a week and start a new one. I've seen that happen a couple times just recently. There was one that was called Miracle Coin, and it was supposed to have an in-game, or not in-game, but in-wallet. It was an in-wallet faucet. So when you download it, it would get the distribution would be through the wallets. So the coins would like come into your wallet, and the more wallets that came up, the less coins would be available because there's so many people with the wallet open. And after it ended, he was supposed to get trading robots out that were in the wallet, so you could actually trade with Bittrex and a bunch of other sites and stuff. And the dev just disappeared, and the coin went to a massive pump and then dump, and now it's like it's been delisted from most of the exchanges now.
Sounds like the story of altcoins.
Yep. And then there's like a lot of rumors that then the dev went and created another one called Find You Coin, which was based off with Liam Neeson's face on it, and that was the same type of thing with a faucet, and now that one has been out, and then the dev disappeared, and now people are trying to like take that one over and try to redo it. So it's like these things will come out, and then like a week to 2 weeks to 3 weeks later, after it's over, they just disappear, and then they'll go on to their new coin. It's almost as if they just create the coin, take it, pump it, dump it, and then it's gone.
It sounds like that's what some people are doing. That's correct. So I think that 2014 had a lot of that. And I think that the market has kind of, not really involved in all those really obscure ones, even though I like some of the weird ones. But I think that at least they've had to change their scams a little bit because the people have learned. So that's why I call Paycoin a sophisticated pump and dump and not your
Yeah.
typical, just uh, make a coin, get a wallet, get a thread, release it, get it on exchange, pump it, and then move on to the next. I don't think that's going to work for scammers anymore as much as easily. Okay, well, we
Yeah.
had other trends in 2014. We had the celebrity coins. Then you had the whole anti-ASIC thing. That all started in 2014, I believe. I think Vertcoin was the first one to do it with their Script N, I think it was called. What's your guys' opinion about this whole anti-ASIC movement?
It's good in theory, but it's inevitable, I guess.
Anti-ASIC is inevitable?
Well, no, ASIC technology is inevitable. So, if any coin became successful enough, if it had some sort of anti-ASIC technology, that they would just build a new processor. So, isn't there no such thing as an anti-ASIC coin? I mean, if they mean
It
ASIC
can't
as
be.
in ASICs that currently exist, that I guess something, but
Right. So that's why they had to keep changing the wording. So at first it was like ASIC resistant. There was like words like ASIC retardant, anti-ASIC. I just came up with because just to include all of it. But I guess in 2013, Quark was kind of anti-ASIC in a way because it had the idea of using multi-algorithms and one CPU, one vote. They wanted to kind of reenact that, whereas I think Vertcoin just took script and made it a little bit weirder. I mean, in my opinion, they just kind of make them less efficient so that it's not as feasible to use an ASIC, more or less. I mean, you can make an ASIC out of anything, I guess, any algorithm.
even if you had one that was changing, I believe some of them even change or use multiple algorithms to make it even more difficult. Um, but I guess you could at some point you could just build, if you can run it on a computer, you could build a computer just for that purpose. In which case, it's not necessarily
Exactly.
an ASIC since that refers to the circuitry. But
Exactly. So yeah, that you're right, Dustin. Like X11 changes algorithms, and a few others do too. So that yeah, they got that change algorithm thing is definitely something. Then you had proof of work, proof of stake. So that means not like Bitcoin where you can still use proof of work mining, rather limited time proof of work. So you could mine it with proof of work for, I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks, and then after that, it's proof of stake.
that's how a lot of them were. Yeah, 2 week. Some of them were really short, like 2 weeks, 1 week, 3 days of mining, and then it'd all be proof of stake after that.
Exactly. So the first one to do it, I think, was Blackcoin. So Blackcoin came out, and I think they did that first, but I'm not. Someone correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And it was a big hit. It took off, and so there were coins that started doing the same thing. Cinecoin came out. I don't
We have
know what other ones came out.
we have proof of stake on Wikipedia now.
Now it's official, right? Now it's official if it's on Wikipedia. So that was a big deal for a while. I think that a lot of coins are still doing that. All right, in 2014, you also had some exchanges go away. Mt. Gox went away. What other exchanges went away, guys?
We lost a
Trivia.
MidPal.
lot of them. Yeah, Mental.
Mintal, yeah. Any others?
Poolerino.
Crypto Rush. So Crypto Rush was related to Blackcoin. So what happened was they had Blackcoin on their exchange, and they said they got hacked, or I don't know what. They had some issues with their wallet, and they lost a bunch of Blackcoin. Maybe they were staking the Blackcoin. I don't know, but they had some issue around when Blackcoin was big, and they ended up closing. And what they did before they closed, they sold fee shares so that you could. They appeared to be everything is okay, and they were even basically offering shares in their own exchange. And then after that, they went under. So that's how they went down. And then MintPow went down after they were hacked, and that was also involving another proof of stake coin, Viacoin, that got stolen from MintPow. And then
It looks like
apparently, yeah.
it looks like we can search a list of current or cryptocurrency exchanges over at cryptocoinschart.info/market/info.